This is Chris Ruddy, and I love Gene Valentino's Grassroots Truth Cast. Make sure you're tuning in just like I do.
Hi, friends. Gene Valentino. We've got to get on this herpes virus and attack it at its source. If you're tired of these cold sore breakouts caused by the herpes virus, you've got to discover this product I'm on board with. It's called Herplex, the natural homeopathic remedy that works on your body's defenses. Visit buyherplex.com/Gene. Do it today and save 25% on your first order by using the discount code GENE25. Throw that code in there and you got yourself a discount. Let's conquer herpes and cold sores together.
To Newswire, I'm Bianca Della Garza. President Trump is in South Korea wrapping up the last part of his tour of Southeast Asia, signing major trade deals, including maintaining reciprocal tariffs with South Korea at 15%. But it is all ahead of the much-anticipated high-stakes meeting with China's President Xi Jinping. White House correspondent Mike Carter now joins us. He's traveling with the president, and he's in South Korea with the very latest for us. Mike?
President Trump wrapping up his tour of Southeast Asia today in South Korea, meeting with the president of South Korea, and Trump instituting yet another trade deal. 15% reciprocal tariffs on the books now between the U.S. and South Korea. Also, lower tariffs on auto manufacturers coming out of South Korea. Good news for Hyundai and Kia, all in exchange for hundreds of billions of dollars in investments in the United States.
We had a tremendous meeting today with South Korea. I think the meeting a lot was determined, very much determined, and we made our deal. We pretty much finalized a trade deal, and we discussed some other things having to do with national security, etc.
South Korea says it has agreed to invest $200 billion in the U.S. in the form of cash. An additional $150 billion will be accounted for by a shipbuilding partnership between both countries. As part of the deal, Korean Air will purchase more than 100 new Boeing aircraft. Also, the U.S. will develop an airborne warning system for South Korea's Air Force. Coming into today, South Korea had faced a 25% tariff on automobiles. Those tariffs have now been cut to 15%, allowing South Korea to compete with European competitors and also Japan. Trump's arrival in South Korea today preceded by North Korea test firing surface-to-air cruise missiles on Tuesday. Today, President Trump addressing the long-standing conflict between North and South Korea.
The Korean Peninsula, and I know you are officially at war, but we will see what we can do to get that all straightened out. We've been very lucky. I've been very fortunate to be able to solve a lot of problems in the world.
Tomorrow, President Trump and Xi Jinping, the president of China, meeting right here in Busan, South Korea. The future of the world economy may be on the line, maybe a blockbuster trade deal as well. Trump also saying today he may actually lower those fentanyl-related tariffs on Beijing if China cracks down on those bad actors producing the deadly drug. In Busan, South Korea, for Newsmax, I'm Mike Carter.
Stand by, sir.
Let's bring in our panel. She's the co-founder of Tea Party Patriots Action, Jenny Beth Martin, and he is the host of the Grassroots Truthcast podcast, Gene Valentino. So wonderful to have you both with me today. Thank you. Huge meeting. President Trump is going to be with Xi, and there's a lot of items. You've got the fentanyl, which he is going to obviously work in with tariffs. If they crack down, they won't get the high tariffs. But there's so many other issues when it comes to the messaging here. Will it be the success that obviously many are hoping for to send a message as well to Putin? Jenny Beth, I'll let you start with this one. It is obviously such a 180 from Joe Biden, who is just letting China walk all over us.
Absolutely. President Trump is asserting strength when it comes to China, and President Biden did not do that at all. And he'll be walking into this meeting as he is finishing this tour around Asia and coming at it from a position of strength and success. He's going to be looking out for America, American citizens, American jobs, manufacturing, rare earth security, border security, and to make sure that we stop the fentanyl flow into America so that the flow of fentanyl from China does not continue to kill more American citizens.
Isolating Putin even more. we know that Putin had tried to have a photo op, remember, years ago, Gene, with Xi. And now President Trump, how the tables have turned. Peace deals across the Middle East. Tomorrow Xi Jinping will meet with him, knowing his economy is absolutely crumbling. And there's also all these deals with China, with, Taiwan is something that he has looked at for a long time, but there's deals with South Korea. There's deals with Japan. The South Asian seas are showing not to be as much of a playground as Xi may have hoped.
Well, it's true, Bianca. The tide has turned. It was only a generation ago. I reflect back on the early 1970s when President Nixon, promoting détente with Mao Zedong, the benevolence of America was all over the place, and we were out helping third world nations get off the ground. Many of them took advantage of us, not least of which is China, and in a different respect, Russia. And now Donald Trump visits these nations, holding the ace and the king in his card, and he's able to now strategize and orchestrate a new era of economic opportunity. The war is based on economics and prosperity, not necessarily missiles, guns, tanks of a generation ago. And what we're seeing, and my point is, what we're seeing is that we're going to be using President Xi Jinping to help us defuse Ukraine, Zelensky and Putin, if President Xi expects any cooperation from the United States.
Yeah, I want to go back here home. There's this court order, and it is just outrageous. You have Border Patrol Chief Gregory Bavino carrying out, the Operation Midway Blitz. Jenny Beth, a judge is wanting him to come in every day to give a daily report. This is beyond judicial overreach. I mean, the fact that they think they can, demand the time of someone like Bavino, who has so many bigger things to do. He wrote on X today, yet again, another illegal alien from Venezuela. The U.S. has no place for members of the foreign terrorist organization Tren de Aragua. So that's what he's doing. And then she's calling him in like, some type of kindergarten teachers that they have to oversee everything. It seems like an appeal will change this. But right now, this judge, Sarah Ellis, seems to be really out of place and out of bounds, Jenny Beth.
She's absolutely out of place and out of bounds. The President of the United States was elected president, and his job is to fulfill the executive duties of the United States government. Her job is a judicial role. She was not elected by the entire country the way that President Trump was, and she is completely overstepping her bounds. And she's not an expert when it comes to border security and homeland security. She needs to get out of the way and allow Border Patrol to do the job that President Trump was elected to ensure that they do.
Wow.
All right, let's talk about President Obama and critics coming after the former president. A video from June has just gone viral where he's saying, get this, Gene, the U.S. needs to experiment with the new forms of journalism and on government restraints on social media. Of course, he's been having so much of a shadow government, many say, but again, more of the quiet part out loud here. Let's listen.
Part of what we're going to have to do is to start experimenting with new forms of journalism and how do we use social media in ways that reaffirm facts, separate facts from opinion. We want diversity of opinion. We don't want diversity of facts.
Gene, first to you, and then Jenny Beth.
Bianca, I'd like to be a fly on the wall when Obama thinks he's going to affect Bianca de la Garza's ability to determine when to be a journalist or an opinion provider. I think he's way out of bounds on that comment, and I think he has forgotten the basic purpose that if he doesn't like the message, it doesn't mean the message is wrong. It means he doesn't like the message. And he ought to take an assessment of that.
Jenny, final thoughts to you. I mean, Obama's out there. We saw him in the Prop 50 ad. He's out there. I mean, I said, running in the shadow government. Clearly, he's an operative, and everybody knows it now.
Well, he certainly is an operative, and he targeted Tea Party groups around this country to try to silence us. We're still speaking, as you can see right now. I continue to speak out. It's the same kind of tactics that he wants to do with this new he says that we need to have government regulations to control the facts and to regulate the dialogue online. Absolutely not. He tried it with the Tea Party. We're not going to allow him to do it with every American in this country.
Jenny Beth Martin, Gene Valentino, thank you so much for stopping by today. Enjoyed the conversation.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Hi, friends. Gene Valentino. I recently had the chance to sit with Ashley Leppert. Ashley's the real deal. A United States Coast Guard helicopter pilot, a recipient of the Air Medal, and a true American hero. Her first book, The Hurricane Within, was an award-winning document, and now shows she's back with volume number 2 called Beyond the Storm. Ashley's courage, faith, and strength of character will inspire you. Visit her website and get the latest updates on her new book and your chance to receive and win a free autographed copy. Check out the QR code down in the corner as well. Thanks for joining us.